Rich man, poor man.
To improve your English language proficiency through storytelling, it's crucial to remain focused. Furthermore, implementing active listening practices can aid in the acquisition of new vocabulary while maintaining proficiency in existing knowledge. Let's get started.
Once upon a time in a bustling city, there lived two men, each leading vastly different lives. One was a wealthy merchant named Alexander, who lived in a luxurious mansion at the heart of the city, while the other was a humble laborer named Thomas, who resided in a small, rundown cottage on the outskirts of town. Alexander was known for his opulent lifestyle, adorned with fine clothes, extravagant feasts, and lavish parties. His wealth seemed boundless, and he took great pleasure in displaying it for all to see. He rarely spared a thought for those less fortunate than himself, instead choosing to revel in his abundance. On the other hand, Thomas lived a life of hardship. He toiled from dawn till dusk, performing backbreaking work at a local construction site just to make ends meet. Despite his meager earnings, Thomas was known for his kindness and generosity. He would often share what little he had with his neighbors, offering a helping hand whenever he could. One fateful day, a terrible storm swept across the city, leaving devastation in its wake. Alexander's grand mansion suffered severe damage, and his prized possessions were ruined. Distraught, he sought help from the townspeople, expecting them to come to his aid given his status in society. However, to his surprise, very few were willing to lend assistance, as his selfish nature had led to strained relationships with many. Meanwhile, Thomas, despite having very little, immediately sprang into action. He rallied his neighbors and, using his skills as a laborer, led the effort to repair the homes of those most affected by the storm. His selfless acts of kindness did not go unnoticed, and soon, the entire community came together to support one another, with Thomas at the forefront of it all. As the days passed, Alexander found himself isolated and despondent, realizing that his wealth meant nothing without the support and goodwill of others. In stark contrast, Thomas and his neighbors grew closer, forming a tight-knit bond that transcended the differences in social standing. In time, the city recovered from the storm, and both Alexander and Thomas found themselves at a crossroads. Alexander, humbled by his experience, underwent a profound change of heart. He redirected his focus from amassing wealth to using his resources to help those in need, seeking to make amends for his past behavior. Thomas, on the other hand, continued to live modestly, but his acts of kindness had earned him the respect and admiration of the entire city. Despite the differing paths, both men had learned valuable lessons about the true meaning of wealth and the importance of compassion and community. From that day forward, the rich man and the poor man worked together to make the city a better place, proving that wealth is not solely measured in material possessions, but also in the richness of one's character and the kindness they show to others. As Alexander and Thomas worked together to improve the city, their collaboration began to yield remarkable results. Alexander used his wealth and influence to initiate various charitable projects, such as building shelters for the homeless, funding education programs for underprivileged children, and supporting local businesses. His newfound dedication to philanthropy inspired others to join him in his efforts, and the once isolated merchant found himself surrounded by a network of allies and friends who shared his vision for a better community. Thomas, with his strong work ethic and practical skills, played a pivotal role in implementing these initiatives. His experience as a laborer made him invaluable in organizing construction projects and coordinating efforts to improve the city's infrastructure. His dedication to uplifting the less fortunate, coupled with his natural leadership, made him a beloved figure among the townspeople. Many looked up to him as a role model, and his selflessness continued to inspire acts of goodwill throughout the city. As time passed, the city underwent a profound transformation. The efforts of Alexander, Thomas, and their fellow citizens brought about tangible improvements in the quality of life for all residents. The once divided community became united in their commitment to supporting one another, and a spirit of generosity and compassion permeated the city's streets. The bond between Alexander and Thomas grew stronger, transcending the boundaries of wealth and social status. They shared a mutual respect and understanding, each recognizing the unique strengths and contributions the other brought to their shared endeavors. Together, they proved that unity and collaboration could overcome any obstacle, and their partnership became a symbol of hope and progress for the entire city. In the end, the story of the rich man and the poor man served as a powerful reminder that true wealth lies not in the possession of material riches, but in the richness of one's heart and the impact one makes on the lives of others. The journey from selfishness and hardship to empathy and community spirit became a legend in the city, inspiring generations to come. Answer: the city flourished, guided by the enduring legacy of two men who had once stood on opposite ends of the social spectrum but had ultimately found common ground in their shared humanity. As the city continued to thrive under the collaborative efforts of Alexander and Thomas, their story began to spread far beyond the city's borders. People from neighboring towns and distant lands heard of the remarkable transformation that had taken place and were inspired by the tale of the rich man and the poor man working together for the greater good. The once divided city had become a beacon of hope and unity, drawing visitors from far and wide who sought to witness the positive changes for themselves. As the city's reputation grew, so did the influence of Alexander and Thomas, who found themselves called upon to share their experiences and wisdom with others. Their partnership had not only revitalized the city but had also sparked a movement of compassion and collaboration in communities across the region. Inspired by the example set by Alexander and Thomas, people from all walks of life began to reach out to one another, recognizing the value of unity and collective action. Emboldened by the impact they had made, Alexander and Thomas embarked on a journey to spread their message of unity and empathy to even more distant lands. They traveled to other cities and towns, sharing their story and encouraging others to set aside differences and work together for the betterment of their communities. Their travels took them to places they had never imagined, and their message resonated with people from all walks of life. The rich and the poor, the powerful and the marginalized, all found common ground in the universal values of compassion, generosity, and unity. As the years passed, the impact of Alexander and Thomas's work continued to ripple outward, leaving a lasting legacy that transcended time and place. Their story became a timeless parable, cherished by generations as a testament to the transformative power of empathy and cooperation. In the end, the rich man and the poor man had not only reshaped their own city but had also ignited a movement that touched the lives of countless individuals, leaving an indelible mark on the world. The journey had proven that when people set aside the differences and work together with a shared purpose, they can move mountains and create a brighter future for all.
We put a lot of effort into the content we bring forward. Kindly do like, share and subscribe to our channel Charismatic Approach to Life so that we are encouraged to do more. Thank you for practicing with us today. Do comment what you think about our work and what topic would you like to practice next.